Be reading another Bible story. Today we're going to be reading Wandering. Every time the Israelites camped in the new place, Moses set up a special tent called the Tent of Meeting, where God would come to talk to him. The Israelites would go to the tent and ask Moses what God wanted them to do. While the Israelites were camping close to the Promised Land, God had a very exciting message for Moses. Here's what happened. The Lord spoke to Moses. He said, "Send me some men to check out the land of Canaan. I am giving it to the people of Israel. Send one leader from each of Israel's tribes." So Moses sent them out. He said, "See what the land is like. See whether the people who live there are strong or weak. See whether they are few or many. What kind of land do they live in? Is it good or bad? What kind of towns do they live in? Do the towns have high walls around them or not? How is the soil? Is it rich or poor land? And there trees or on it or not? Do your best to bring back some of the fruit on the land." It was season for the first ripe grapes. So the men went up and checked out the land. The men came out of the valley of Isco. There they cut off the branch that had a single bunch of grapes on it. Two of them carried it on a pole between them. They carried some pomegranates and figs along with it. At the end of 40 days, the men returned from checking out the land. The men came back to Moses, Aaron, and the whole community of Israel. There the men reported to Moses and Aaron and all of the people. They showed them the fruit of the land. They gave Moses their report. They said, "We went into the land you sent us to. It really does have plenty of milk and honey. Here's some fruit from the land. But the people who live there are powerful. Their cities have high walls around them and are very large. Then Caleb interrupted the men who were speaking to Moses. He said, "We should go up and take the land. We could certainly do it." But the men who had gone up with him spoke. They said, "We can't attack those people. They're stronger than we are." The men spread a bad report about the land among the people of Israel. They said, "The land we checked out destroys those who live in it. All of the people we saw there are very big and tall. We seem like grasshoppers in our own eyes, and that's also how we seem to them." That night, all of the people in the community raised their voices. They sobbed out loud. The people of Israel spoke against Moses and Aaron. The whole community said to them, "We wish we had died in Egypt or even in the desert. Why is this Lord bringing us to this land? We're going to be killed with swords. Our enemies would capture our wives and children. Would it be better for us to go back to Egypt?" They said to one another, "We should choose another leader. We should go back to Egypt." Then Moses and Aaron fell with their faces to the ground. They did it in front of the whole community of Israel that was gathered there. Joshua and Caleb spoke to the whole community of Israel. They said, "We passed through the land and checked it out. It's very good. The Lord is pleased with us. He'll lead us into the land. It's a land that has plenty of milk and honey. He'll give it to us. But don't refuse to obey him. And don't be afraid of people of the land. We will swallow them up. The Lord is with us, so nothing can save them. Don't be afraid of them." The people listened to the company of spies instead of trusting God to protect them and give the land he had promised. God was very, very angry. God decided to punish them for doubting he could defeat the people in Canaan. He said only Joshua and Caleb would enter the promised land. All the other adults wouldn't get to live there, but their children would. So for 40 years, as punishment for not trusting God, the Israelites had to wander around in the desert. The people didn't have any water, so they gathered together to oppose Moses and Aaron. They argued with Moses. They said, "We wish we had died when our people fell dead in front of the Lord. Why did you bring the Lord's people into the this desert. We have our livestock. We will die here. Why did you bring us out of Egypt? Why did you bring us to this terrible place? It doesn't have any grain or figs. It doesn't have any grapes or pomegranates. There isn't even any water for us to drink." Moses and Aaron left the people. They went to the entrance to the tent of the meeting. There they fell with their faces to the ground. Then the glory of the Lord appeared to them. The Lord spoke to Moses. He said, "Get your wooden staff, you and your brother Aaron. Gather the people together. Then speak to that rock while everyone is watching. It will pour out its water. He will bring water out of the rock for the community. Then they and their livestock can drink it." So Moses took the wooden staff from the tent. He did just the people together in front of the rock. Moses said to them, he did just as the Lord had commanded him. He and Aaron gathered the people together in front of the rock. Moses said to them, "Listen, you refuse to obey? Do we have to bring water out of this rock for you?" Then Moses raised his arm. He hit the rock twice with his staff. Water poured out, and the people and their livestock drank it. But the Lord spoke to Moses and Aaron. He said, "You did not trust in me to honor me. You did not honor me as the holy God in front of the people of Israel. So you will not bring this community into the land I'm giving them." The Israelites continued to wander in the desert. They complained about the food. They challenged their leaders. They begged for water. They faced poisonous snakes. And they fought battles with kings. Every time something happened, God saved his people. He used the 40 years in the desert to teach the Israelites to trust him and follow his rules. The Israelites promised to obey God. They trust him instead of complaining. The people were almost ready to enter the promised land. But before they entered Canaan, Moses died. The Israelites were very sad to lose their leader. God buried Moses himself. Since then, Israel had never had a prophet like Moses. The Lord knew him face to face. Moses did many miraculous signs and wonders. The Lord had sent him to do them in Egypt. Moses did them against the Pharaoh, against all of his officials, and against his whole land. No one has ever had the mighty power Moses had. No one has ever done the wonderful acts he did inside of all the people of Israel. And that's it. Discussion questions. Do you have a place where you like to explore or ride your bike? If so, where is it, or where is it, or where do you go? What makes this place special to you? Well, for me, I like to ride my bike at the park, and it's so special because you get to go outside, and you get to just be outside and be with your family and ride your bikes. Question 2. When was the last time you got something that you really wanted really badly? What was that something? What made you want it so much? Did you thank God for it? Everything I thank God. He's given me everything. And you should always know that he gave you everything. No one else, he did. So, yeah, I thank God for everything. My trip to Can, I really wanted to get out the house, and God gave it to me. And I am very proud. And I'm very happy of that. Hope you enjoyed this video. I'm going to do another Bible story tomorrow. Hope you enjoyed. Goodbye, guys.